Whoa, look at that. He's got a right drive car. You don't see that too often. We're at Windy City Triumph and Harley for BMW Demo Day. Yeah, my gloves match. 2020 S1000RR. We're gonna see what all the big deal's about. Alright, so the seat feels like a piece of plywood with a little bit of rubber on top. See this dash. That's pretty.
See where you're at, boss. You are
dynamic. Like me. Wow. I hope you guys can see something, because I'm in a really low tucked position. The pegs are really high. This is definitely 100% track bike. I'm laying forward on my hands. I got the camera tilted back as far as it goes, so I hope this video won't be just handlebars. That's a one-fingered brake. Yeah, I don't think this bike has neutral. There's no neutral on this bike. Nope. It's got over 2,000 miles, but there's no neutral. Wow. That's worse than a Ducati. Yeah, there's no way to find neutral. Who needs neutral? Here we go. The new 2020 S1000RR. BMW's new super bike for the street. This one's got over 2,000 miles on it and it still has no neutral, so that's interesting. Obviously this is a huge difference from the GS Adventure I was on earlier. Laying on my hands completely forward. My feet are very high. I think the yeah, there's no neutral. Jeez. That sucks. There we go. Wow, that was really hard. I got neutral! Woo! I've been trying to get neutral since we left the parking lot. So far it feels like it's probably a little less comfortable than the Panigale V4. It's really, the bars are very low and the pegs are very high. But to be honest, I can't remember for sure. I rode the V4 a year ago, and since then I've been mostly riding on my Multistrada, which is sitting upright, so can't really remember. The quick shifter is beautiful. Downshifters also, the blipper is also beautiful. Brakes are very good. And now let's see if I can find neutral. Nope. Nope. Can't find neutral. It's hot. I'm already too hot on this thing. I don't know how people ride these kinds of bikes on the street. I already want to get off. Like for the track, yes, this would be fucking amazing on the track, but on the streets, in traffic, go, guy, go. Well, like a typical track bike, under 6,000 RPM, there's really nothing. It's very smooth though, the 4-cylinder is very smooth. Yeah, auto blip down to first is like butter. Very smooth. Brakes feel very good. There is a buzzing in the handlebars, which is pretty common with inline fours. It's not bad. The dash is gorgeous. Love the dash. I don't know if it's something with the modes. It's in dynamic mode. I guess that's good, but it doesn't really feel very fast. And I know that sounds crazy, and I'll probably get a lot of hate in the comments for that. But I don't know. I just revved it to 8,000, and it's pretty non-dramatic. I don't know. Maybe all the torque is over 8,000 or over 10,000. But there doesn't seem to be very much torque anywhere in the low or mid-range. And again, I'm comparing it to very different bikes like twin-cylinder Ducatis, which have a lot of torque, you know, low and mid-range. I think the V4, this Panigale V4, felt a little bit faster. Like it felt like there was more power and torque on tap at various RPMs. Hard to say though in a ride like this. I admit that the test is biased because when I had the Panigale V4 last year, I was alone, so I was able to ride it the way I wanted, and I didn't have anybody to follow. I'm kind of restricted here. This is hurting my neck already though. I'm trying to hold my neck up like this. It's fast. You know, maybe what it is that the power just comes on in a smoother fashion. It doesn't have that kind of hit that a Ducati has where you crack the throttle and you kind of get punched with torque. This is more of a smoother transition where the power comes on smoother, which is probably better for the track. Alright, so that's where the power's at. I think I hit 10,000 and the front wheel came up. They said no wheelies on this, sorry. But it kind of surprised me though, because it was a very smooth, gradual increase, and then suddenly around, I guess it might have been around 10,000, it just kind of exploded and the front wheel came up. I'm just not used to riding a bike that's tuned this way. Well, that was fun. Yeah, it's faster than it feels. Because because the power comes on in a smoother fashion, so the speedometer is just kind of flying, but you don't feel it as much. Oh, that's when I get neutral. Yeah, close to 10,000 and it changes. It's like a VTEC. When it gets up to 10,000, it's a whole nother hit of power. Wow, I just changed the screen. Look at that, that's cool. Uh-oh. Looks like we got screwed by a giant RV. It does have a little bit of popping on D-cell coming out of the exhaust, so that's nice. My neck hurts already. I think I already said that. The brakes feel very good. It feels very nimble. It feels very light. The thing about dyno videos is that at the end of the video, everyone just points to the top numbers, to the maximum horsepower and the maximum torque. But there's something to be said about a more nuanced understanding of what a dyno graph shows you, and that is how much area under the curve is there all the way down to the bottom of the graph. What that means is that's how much total power you have at all times. Because you could have a graph that's extremely sloped, like the kind of a slope that a ski jumper would go off of, where it's really flat and it curves dramatically upwards later on. And you could have a very tall peak, but you might not have a lot of power throughout the power band, but the peak number will report very high. Then you could have a much fatter power band where the graph will be, maybe it'll end in the same place, the maximum peak will be at the same point, but you'll have more power throughout the other RPMs, where you have a thicker power band. This bike feels like, if I had to guess, that the curve would be more upward, a more upward slope to the curve, where it's flatter for half the power band and then it kind of curves up really hard towards the end. Whereas something like maybe like the V4s, or definitely like a twin, like a twin cylinder, multi-strata, or like the Super Sport that I have. The power band, the peak isn't that high,
but there's more power. God, I wish this guy would go faster. The power band is thicker. You have more area under the curve. I feel like the Panigale V4 has more power everywhere besides where this one really kicks on around 10,000, where they probably have the same power. I don't know. Of course, the V4 that I test rode was an 1100, and this is a 1000. I don't believe I'll ever get the chance to ride a V4R, which is 1000. Idea what all these controls do. Brakes feel really good. Oh, neutral, yes! You have to be rolling to get neutral. It's a very nice bike. This is an incredible track weapon, for sure. Personally, I just prefer the sound and the feel of a V format engine, either a V-twin or a V4. I don't care for the sound of the very kind of scraping, grinding, mechanical sound of an inline four. And I like the feel of having more grunt, more torque at lower RPMs that the aforementioned engine formats can provide. Although that does sound cool. Probably just have to have an exhaust. Transmission's beautiful. It's not a clunk into first. It's just kind of like a tap engage. Yeah, transmission's real nice. Yeah, there's no bass to the sound of an inline four. There's no rumble. It sounds cool, but at higher revs, but it's there's no bass to it. Well, that concludes my 2020 S1000RR ride. I like it, it's nice, but I prefer track bikes for the track. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that anymore.